to Geelong Cricket Show as we turn our attention on this Boxing Day morning to the world of Geelong Cricket Association. And after last Saturday's rounds, we do see Grovedale sitting on top of the ladder, 42 points. They're 9 points clear of St.Joseph's on 33, Lara on 33, South Barwon, North Geelong, Bellpost Hill round out the top 6 all on 30, then Geelong West on 30 and East Belmont on 27. Tim, it looks like a real battle between those top 8 for 6 positions after the finish of round 13.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be, Graham. I'd go as far to say that Grovedale, with the buffer that they've got at the moment, game and a half clear, unless they have a major slip up, there's no way that Grovedale in the second half of the year is going to end up outside the top 6, so they can almost cement their place in. It's almost 7 sides going for 5 spots at the moment, but it's going to be extremely tight, and there's a chance that at the end of the season we're going to see one of the GCA's big guns, whether it's an East Belmont who is sitting outside now, last year's premiers Geelong West, potentially could miss out on a spot in the top 6, which would be a big story to come out of the year, but just highlights how tight the GCA Division 1 competition truly is.
Daniel, from your viewpoint in GCA, the reigning premiers, Geelong West, the Rams have started to lift. They were a bit shaky at the start of the season. They've won their last 3 in a row, so they're starting to turn the corner and will face some challenges in the first half or in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think they had a slow start last year though, and obviously ended up winning the premiership. So I think they're a real dangerous side, and I would be tipping them to make the finals for sure. Daniel,
the story of South Barwon and St. Joseph's, a very evenly contested game with South Barwon getting across the line.
Yep, probably game was maybe decided in the first 15 overs where they bowled really tightly. Clinton Ford bowled a fantastic spell. He did that to us last year, and we didn't make enough runs in the first 15 overs. The name of the game at St. Joseph's is you've got to make runs when the ball's hard, because once it loses its hardness, it becomes very hard to score. And yeah, that was probably where the difference was. Their openers came out and took the game to us and got ahead of the run rate, and from that point we weren't able to get back into it.
Now, viewers, there were some very strong nominations for the Duck of the Week award, but undoubtedly it has gone to our dear friend Slammin' Sammy Loftus. You collect and join the elite team. It's great to see some great players in that side, Daniel.
In the Duck side?
In the Duck side.
Yeah, I'm not sure Sam will be too happy with that, Rawlo.
Well, you haven't made it yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. Tim, Geelong West too strong for East Belmont. Is that troubling signs for East Belmont?
I'm not sure if it's troubling signs. I think East Belmont, they've been a little bit inconsistent, but I said it last week on the show that I thought that Sean Hooley has been fantastic for them, stepping up as captain this year, and he's playing a really good role as leader. Also with the bat, we saw Mark Hanley get a century a few weekends ago as well. So there's enough signs there from East Belmont over the last month or so that if they play their best cricket, they can compete with anyone in the competition. It's just about making sure that they do bring their best. I don't think it's worrying signs, but they're certainly going to need to be at the top of their game if they're going to get back into that top 6 mix, Graham.
And Daniel, Bellpost Hill and Geelong City did battle at Caninia Park West last Sunday, and it was a combination of the, shall we say, the evergreen and the new green in Brady Stacey and Alex Cairns that led Bellpost Hill to a good win.
Yeah, I think they're a dangerous side, Bellpost Hill, particularly when you add Brad Stacey into the side, coming in at number 9. I think he made 40-odd runs, and yeah, he still bowls as well as ever on his day, and they've got Travis Forkhead, who is the quickest bowler in the competition, and on his day would be the most dangerous. And then with Alex Cairns and Richie Hassett there leading the club, they're a dangerous side.
Yes, and Timmy Sells, who's batting, bowling and can wicket keep. They've got the combinations well and truly set up at BPH. Lara, Christopher John Bambury's side out there at Lara Land, 2 for 141. Rolled Leopold, Tim Michell for 130. Just how good are Lara?
Yeah, they're in fantastic touch at the moment. That win lifted them to 3rd, obviously equal with Daniel St. Joseph's, and playing some really good cricket at the moment. Lara, another side that can't be underestimated because they're a premiership threat, but we can say that, as you've said, Graham, about any of the 8 sides that are up there at the moment. All the sides are showing enough to suggest they're capable of knocking off each other, and I think the real worry when we come to the second half of the season for these 8 sides is if any of the other 4 in the GCA Division 1 knock them off, then it might end up being disastrous towards the end of their season. So they need to make sure they don't get complacent when they play these lower sides, because if they come up against, say, a side like Leopold, and Daniel said there's some dangerous players within that Leopold side, if they end up getting knocked off by a team like Leopold, that's what could end up costing them a spot in the top 6, I think, at the end of the year.
North Geelong Magpies were comfortable in their win, 3 for 175 over Newtown and Chewell, 9 for 173. I suppose the imposing question for the two Blues down there at Stinton Oval, Tim, is will we win a game this season, as it equally would be up at Manifold Heights, but North Geelong still continuing to move forward.
I think Manifold have picked up a win, Graham. They had a win a few weeks ago, so they'll obviously be pretty happy with that one. Keen to build on it as well and get a few more wins throughout the season. But as you say, for the two Blues, been a very tough start to the season, and they'll be hoping that after Christmas they can come back, maybe carry a little bit of form over, and hopefully in the first couple of weeks build up some momentum and get a couple of wins towards the end of the season. It's going to be pretty tough, and it's because there's obviously so many great sides in the competition, and maybe they need to add a couple of extra players to their mix, maybe recruit, but yeah, they are struggling a little bit at the moment, it's fair to say.
And the side that sits on top unbeaten after the first 8 rounds, Grovedale, scored 8 for 185 against Manifold Heights, disappointingly all out for 94. Barry Cheetahs in there with another 3 wickets, as with Gareth Yellen with 3 and Evans with 4. Daniel, Grovedale, you're saying, are really starting to show their strength.
Yeah, definitely, and have got a lot of depth. Obviously, got 2 spinners with Barry and Gareth Habley, which I think is pretty important. And obviously, Harper, the leading wicket taker for over the last probably 10 years, and Gareth Yelland, who seems to take wickets and make runs every week. The Kelsons and Peterson, so they've got some real depth there, and they're definitely the team to beat.
Peterson's been a good find for them this season. He certainly showed his class with the bat. Yeah,
we made 125 against us, and it was one of the best innings I've seen in quite a while. It's the sort of innings which made me immediately think, well, he's a VCA first cricketer right there.
And what just for our viewers and our own interest, what's his style? Is he a dominant front foot player, or is he all shots?
Well, he's a left-hander, and he plays his shot straight from ball one, and doesn't seem to have any real weakness, and he likes to get on top early and score quickly.
Yeah, he certainly is a quality player, Nick Peterson. Graham, I just want to take a look at GCA Division 2 because there's some interesting results that are coming up. Obviously, Thompson dominating at the moment in GCA Division 2, still undefeated to this stage of the season and playing some really good cricket. But Torquay are another side that continue to mount a challenge. I think it's about 3 weeks into the campaign when we come back that Torquay and Thompson meet, and that's one of the real battles that we're going to wait for in GCA Division 2. But another really tight competition looming there, and I know you've got all the results.
Yes, Thompson remain unbeaten on 45 points on top of the Division 2 ladder, a game clear of Torquay Tigers. And in Division 3, the St Albans Breakwater side still sits unbeaten on 60 points, 5 first innings and 3 outright wins for their 60 points so far this season. And they're 10 points clear of the Teesdale Tadpoles. So it's going to take some strength to knock off St Albans Breakwater out there on their turf wicket at St Albans Recreation Reserve. Thank you to our special guest, Daniel Fanning, for joining us this morning. Enjoy your Boxing Day and the rest of your holiday period, Daniel.
I will. Thanks, Rollo.
Thanks to Tim Michell.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Graham. Happy to be here again.
And from Rollo, until next week on the Geelong Cricket Show, catch ya.